gonna be a rough one.
Get ready to fly.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am in a Airbnb right now because I'm at a wedding tomorrow night. So this is coming up late. I'm very sorry. I wasn't on the live stream, obviously. I watched this game in a bar on Pemina. This is a tough one. Jets lose 2-1 to the Dallas Stars in overtime in Game 6 and are officially eliminated from the 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs. Overall, if you told me the Jets would be knocked out in the second round, I think I'd have a strongly mixed feelings. I would think that the Jets had higher aspirations than that. However, I would say that given what we now know, I'd say the Jets have overcome a lot of adversity. It is going to hurt for a while, especially losing in an overtime in a game that really, I feel like the Jets had a really strong showing in. Overall, I would say that this series was just... they were just a little behind. That first game, they really needed to win. But they got off to a late start. They played well in Game 1, but it took them a period to get there. And by the time that they were really pressing for chances, they were down 1-0 in the series. The Game 2, they dominate. But then in Dallas, they couldn't win a single game. I think overall this team got better on the road as the playoffs wore on, but it was just too little too late. They needed to split games 3 and 4 or grab Game 1, and they couldn't do that. Game 5 was fantastic. It was a testament to what this team can do when everything goes together right. But back in Game 6, it was just... You lose Morrissey in the second period on just a freak accident where he gets tangled up with Rantanen. So you're down a defenseman. Mark Scheifele played incredible. He generated opportunities, and you know what? Man, I don't want to hang losses on individual people, and I'm not going to. However, the Winnipeg Jets need to reevaluate how they view depth, because how the Winnipeg Jets view depth in comparison to other teams, I think is currently hurting them. A lot of teams view depth in disposable manners, and the Winnipeg Jets don't do that. We believe that our depth is a part of our identity, and I understand that, but I think that it causes us to overvalue our depth players. Guys like Barron, Tanev, maybe not Iafallo. I'd argue Iafallo is actually a guy who can make a difference on the bottom six, but a guy like Barron, a guy like Tanev, and a guy like Mason Appleton, these are players that would just be guys on a different team. In our team, they are viewed as essential. And I wasn't really impressed with either of their overall playoff runs. Granted, Appleton found his way onto the score sheet in several games in several ways. But if you look at the opportunities he overall generated or decelerated, shall we say, it was staggering. Mason Appleton had an opportunity to send this series back to Winnipeg, and he misses. Like, Ottinger makes an incredible save, but Ottinger basically just has to reach his arms out. If Appleton slides that on the ice or anywhere, this series is going back to Winnipeg, and anything can happen from there. There's a lot of what-ifs that people are going to look at, and that play will haunt Jets fans for a long time. First period is tense, incredibly tense. At one point, I believe there was 4 minutes left in the first period, and the shot count was like 3-3. And it's like no team wants to take those opportunities because they're scared of what happens if it goes back the other way. The second period, Mark Scheifele gets on the board, and it is first off, end of the first period. Here are Carter's thoughts on the game.
And this is how you fucking carry. Oh, come on! Yeah!
Good morning, afternoon, and
My turn, jackass! Sweet! Get the fuck out of here!
What a stop by
Not the result we wanted. Jets fall, Game 6. Dallas wins the series. Jets out. Now, there's a lot I want to say. Firstly, I want to thank everyone who joined the stream, and more importantly, everyone who made donations. As we were able to raise $70 on the stream, I guess $80 total then for the True North Youth Foundation. That money will be sent over to the True North Youth Foundation in memory of Brad Shifley. So I want to thank you to everyone who donated $80. Good to get that over for them. Mark Shifley played his ass off. He played with heart. I don't want to hear a damn thing about that penalty at the end. He did absolutely everything he could to not take that penalty and to stop what was an incredibly dangerous chance. Mark Shifley played his heart out. He did absolutely everything I could ever want as a Jets fan. Though I'm disappointed, and there's stuff we can build on, and I wanted us to get a win on the road. 2-1 overtime loss, Game 6. And we did show a bit of pushback, winning Game 5. I'm okay losing like this. So, thank you to all who tune into all these videos. We'll have Bombers stuff coming up when that season starts near the end of the month. And, yeah, just thank you guys for all your support. So, back to Zach.
Second period, Jets get on the board first. It is a delayed penalty, so the Jets would have actually had a power play too. Delayed penalty. Gabe Velarde finds, I believe, Kyle Connor, who shoots it on net. Saved by Ottinger, but the rebound goes 5-hole. Mark Shifley buries it. The same day that he found out, tragically, his father passed away, he scores to make it 1-0 reaction here.
Does it for Brad! Does it for Brad! That's for Brad! Mark Shifley does it for his father, and it's 1-0 silence.
Moment of silence for Shifley's dad. Moment of silence for Shifley's dad. Moment of...
And it's tough. It's tough because honestly, the narrative around this game was a lot about Mark Shifley, and it's not going to go away. And it's heartbreaking how this ends, and I feel for Mark incredibly hard, but it happens. It sometimes the story isn't necessarily about triumph. Sometimes the story is a tragedy. Writers know that themselves. Sometimes you're not writing a beautiful ending, but you're writing a dagger to the heart, and that's what it is. Now, back the other way, the Stars really... There's a chance there. The Stars come in, shot, save, another shot, Stam steal, bar down, over the glove of Connor Hellebuck, scores to tie it to make it 1-1 reaction here.
As well, Stars get a shot on net, and it goes in the net. Although I thought we might have offside.
Don't look at it.
So we'll have to see here, but if not, then we got a 1-1 game.
And yeah, then we go into the third period, and it's more of the same. The Jets are without Josh Morrissey. They're struggling to score on Jake Ottinger. Jake Ottinger looks good, but you know what? Hellebuck looks incredible. Hellebuck is making incredible saves. He robs Mikko Rantanen a couple times. There's a save he makes. And then in the dying seconds of the third period, the Jets are pressing. They're trying to get something. A shot block goes awry. Breakaway, Sam Steele the other way. Mark Shifley is forced to trip him. It's a little light. He mostly gets stick, but his hand does make contact with his foot. Takes him down. There is no penalty shot. It's a power play for the Stars. Jets get through the first portion of it, but then in overtime, Thomas Harley, the other 55, on the doorstep, ends the Winnipeg Jets season.
Dump that down. Pionk's going after it. Jets trying to get this up before this goes up, and overtime. Oh! He scores.
Poor Shifley. Poor Shifley. Let's go, Edmonton. Let's go, Oilers!
I don't think I'm going to have a proper obituary for this tonight. I wish I did. I don't think I can find enough words. For basically me, it went in. I stood up. I took about 2 steps to the right and just stood there. I don't think I said a lot for the rest of the night until I got here, where we had to organize a bunch of stuff. And it's tough. These are not losses that teams take lightly. These are franchise-altering losses. Overtime losses are devastating, whether they're happening to you, to another team, to anybody. They affect you equally. It is a sudden stab to the heart that you can't get over. I'm extremely proud that this team came back and won in Game 7 against the St. Louis Blues, but this will be the sitting feeling for a long time. I would say that there's a bunch of players that probably are not going to be back next year. There's a lot of UFAs. There's some RFAs. There are guys that are going to improve their game. There are guys that are going to fall off, and this was their last real shot, and it's going to hurt. I don't think the Jets are going to collapse next season. I think they'll be a good team, but it's definitely going to sting to think about what could have been this year. Overall, I would say the Jets meet expectations. They don't exceed them. Getting a series win is important. It's not the be all and end at all, though. You got to go deeper, and the Jets don't. I'm impressed that they won Game 5. I'm really happy with their effort in Game 6. It just wasn't to be tonight, and that's okay. I appreciate. Honestly, it was incredible seeing some donations for the True North Youth Foundation and all the donations associated with Mark Scheifele's father. That is fantastic. Good on Stars fans for that. Appreciate seeing some Jets fans down in Texas. That was amazing. It's tough. I'm trying to smile through it. It's not easy. I have to shave now. Yeah, but the Jets season comes up short. We will be covering some, we'll be doing some live streams throughout the rest of the playoffs just because we like to, and also it's kind of the only way we can get views on the channel for a little while because we'll be in the off season. Carter will be covering the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, which you guys should go check out. I will be covering off-season content for the Winnipeg Jets in terms of re-signings, anything Jets or Moose, I'll be on it. So you can check out that stuff. That news should start sliding through in the next couple weeks, I'd say, as teams start to move on from players. But yeah, this is the end of our 5th season. It was a good season. It was great, honestly. It was a tougher season for me personally because I was a lot busier with my college commitments, and I really appreciate that people. I know the views weren't always amazing, but I appreciate people coming out. I appreciate people watching and going through it with us, the ups and the downs. I appreciate everyone coming in a lot for the St. Louis Blues series. That was phenomenal. The final live stream was spectacular. We've never seen any numbers like it. And for this series, a lot of people, a lot of new faces. It was really, really did appreciate it. We passed the 2,000 subscriber threshold this year, which was fantastic, and I'm really proud of that. Yeah, so it's kind of just, it could be goodbye for now for a couple days. It could be goodbye for a day. If there's news tomorrow, I won't cover it because I'm at a wedding, but like the next day I'll cover it. It could be goodbye for a few weeks because there's not a lot to do. But yeah, appreciate you guys all sticking with us, and thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Go Jets, go. Maybe next year.
1-1, Nikolai Ehlers chips it through, gets around, and he shoots and scores!